with Mr. Lamada. He will be starting soon. Oh, story time with Mr. Lamada, where all your dreams come true. Oh, he brings to life your favorite stories with a great big smile. You won't live lonely, won't you start all the reading? I just can't wait to be hearing story time with Mr. Lamada. He will be starting soon. Oh, story time with Mr. Lamada, where all your dreams come true. Oh, he brings to life your favorite stories with a great big smile. You won't live lonely, won't you start all the reading? I just can't wait to be hearing.
Good morning, and welcome to Storytime. Thank you so much for joining me today. So glad that we're here together. Welcome back. And I hope that you had a lovely weekend, and I hope that you enjoyed the Social Justice Children's Book Holiday Fair streaming that we had lined up for you over the weekend. And apologies as well too on that, because I think we did have a problem streaming onto our Facebook for a little while, so it came on much later, but we were very much on YouTube. So we'll be showing you highlights as we go throughout this week, and probably next week as well, be showing you some highlights of from the Social Justice Children's Book Holiday Fair. What an event, what a turnout. And you all came out and supported our amazing creators, and of course supported Emerson Elementary in Oakland. Thank you so much for being here with us today. I am so glad we're here together. Always a pleasure to be here, and just the perfect way to start the morning. Thank you for being here, and I cannot wait to reshare our book for today, coming back to story time. And this one is called Like the Moon Loves the Sky, and it is written by Hena Khan and illustrations by Saffa Khan. And we are reading this one with permission of the publishers, Chronicle Books of San Francisco. And we do have brand new books coming in from Chronicle, already getting ready for next for spring. There's some that are already coming out in January, so get ready, get excited. We're looking into those books and making sure that they're curated just for you here on Storytime. And for some of them, it might be the first time you see them right here on Storytime. So thank you so much for joining us. And as always, please let us know where you're joining in from and who is joining in with you. I am super excited today, just because of, it was such a lovely event on Saturday. And I wish all of you could have been there in person. And of course, if you missed it, please remember too that we do have the live stream right now, unedited so far, but it's still there on the Storytime platforms. Go in, check out who was there, check out what was happening. Lots of great conversations that were had with friends, some new and of course some old that you may know so well from here on Storytime. Thank you so much for joining us this morning. I am glad we're here together. Who is with us this morning? Good morning to you. How are you doing today? Kathy, thank you so much for joining in from a very cold Ohio today. Well, thank you so much for being here with us, and hopefully we're bringing the warmth to Ohio through Storytime. Thank you so much for joining us here on Storytime. And it is actually cold out here too. In Oakland, and I think in the Bay. I was just listening or so, or on TV, the weather forecast, and it's pretty cold even right now. Some places around here are actually just 1 above freezing, so 1 degree above freezing. So it is pretty cold, and we're not too far from that ourselves out here in Oakland. So and I can feel it in here because I didn't turn on the heat. I can feel a little bit of the cold. It is Should have worn a thicker sweater. Thank you so much for joining us here on Storytime. I'm glad you're here, and yeah, excited to share the wonderful book that we have today to read together. Like the moon loves the sky, and you know that one is just so beautiful. But yeah, how was your weekend? What were you up to? Thank you for being here with us on Storytime. Good morning to you, Ari. Thank you so much for joining us from sunny and cold Kentucky. Thank you for being here with us. Always appreciate you. Yes, indeed. Let's come on out and enjoy this beautiful book that we have together. It is indeed morning ingredients together. Yes, indeed. When we all come together, it is the perfect blend. Exactly what we need this morning. Thank you so much. Exactly what I need. Thank you so much for being here with us on Storytime. And remember, too, that if you miss Storytime Live, well, you can always catch us at your convenience, at your time, a time that works for you, that works best for you at storytimewithmrlimada.com, at Storytime with Mr. Limada on Facebook and YouTube right here. So catch us on all those platforms. But remember too, you can follow us on Instagram at Storytime with Mr. Limada, and get to enjoy, get to see what's up, Storytime, and of course get to see what books will be coming up as well, and other events as well too. So thank you so much for being here with us on Storytime. Good morning to you one more time, Ari and Megan out in Kentucky, and of course good morning to you as well, Kathy. Thank you so much for joining in. I'm excited too because it's 1 week work this week, and then off for 2 weeks. I cannot wait. I cannot wait for winter break, but I cannot wait to also bring in some amazing guests that we've lined up for the winter break. So come on out and enjoy those stories with us. Thank you so much for being here with us on Storytime. I know that Harry and Megan, for example, or even Kathy, you're not able to be here in person, but we are going to bring you an amazing clip coming from the Social Justice Children's Book Holiday Fair before we go into our reading. All right, so here we go. Enjoy this clip, and we'll be right back after this. And yeah, just enjoy it. Some of the fun that we had out there at the Social Justice Children's Book Holiday Fair. Thank you so much. We'll bring it in after this. Well, let's go to the video. Actually, let's go to the video. I'll catch you on the other side. Enjoy. It's been so much fun, and of course, getting to meet Ingrid as well. But today, I am excited to share Tim with you all. And if it's the first time you're listening to the Softbox Salute, please do check out the Softbox Salute. Find them on YouTube, on all the platforms that you find your music. And I'm excited for this. And also, Tim did the Storytime theme song. That's one of the amazing things that has happened in life. All right, here we go. Softbox Salute.
Thanks for the intro, Peter. This song I wrote for second graders as we were learning about houselessness in the area, and I just was so taken back by their humanity. And they're just simple, like, why don't we just help people? So this song is about helping people. First you know about poverty, talk to your head, sit down, why don't you get a food? I know there's temptation in your heart, you had the answer at the start. First you know about houselessness, then you said, I've got some space next to my bed. Then they told you not to be a victim. You're just doing what they said. You were told it's not that simple. You can't just give to those who need. That you heard some living experiences never makes us free. Remember when you first learned about The raincoat knows, said all there is to say about it. You were slow, got to lay it into it. You don't know to take it. You were told it's not that simple. Can't just give to those who need. Then you heard some late excuses. Never really accessory. We can give a little more away. Lose your voice, think of the lows and down. Don't let the simple solutions fall. Let the blame to the small. Thank you so much. Next song I want to do is the Storytime theme song that I wrote for Peter's Storytime. Without further ado, any minute once we're adjusted over here. For those of you who don't know, while we were all stuck at home during the pandemic, Peter decided to start going live on Facebook every single day and giving stories for his students and for anyone else who wanted to tune in. And he's kept it up for the past 3 years, which just blows my mind. He's a consistent source of just joy and welcoming and amazing stories. So if you haven't checked it out, check out Storytime with Mr. Hena. Storytime will still remind. Will is not too soon. Oh, storytime will still remind. All your dreams come true. Oh, it brings to life favorite stories, great big smile. Lonely, won't you stop? All the reason it just won't be. Storytime will mystery matter. Storytime will mystery matter. Storytime will mystery matter. Will is back too soon. Oh, storytime will mystery matter. All your dreams come true. Oh, brings to life favorite stories, great big smile. Lonely, won't stop. All the reasons you just can't wait to be here. Brings to life their stories, a great big smile. You want me and only want to start all the weekend. I just can't wait to be here. We want stories. We want stories. Some people look like me, and they look like me. We want stories. We want stories. Some people from far away, and they feel like neighborhood. We want stories. We want stories. Some people look like me, and they look like me. We want stories. Stories, some people far away, but I feel my neighborhood. Story time, story time, story time with Mr. Limada. Well, Mr. Oh, story time with Mr. Limada. How your dreams come true. Brings to life your favorite stories, a baby smile. You want me lonely, won't you stop? All the reading, we just can't wait to be here. Brings to life your favorite stories, a baby smile. You want me lonely, won't you stop? All the reading, we just can't wait to be here.
Woo!
I'm leading up to, I think, 2 more songs. The next one is a lullaby written for children separated from their families. It starts in Spanish and it's also in English.
Welcome back indeed. Thank you. And yeah, just some of the highlights from the Social Justice Children's Book Holiday Fair. It was such a fun event. And yeah, if you could not be there with us, we will be sharing highlights as we go out through the coming days. And then of course, too, we do have the entire event on the on the Storytime platforms on YouTube as well as Facebook. So please check them out, or you can go to storytimewithmrlimada.com. Thank you indeed. And of course, a big thank you to Ingrid and Tim for coming out and performing. And it was just so much fun. And they were out there exhibiting as well. So got to see a lot of what they're up to, their music, what merch they have. It was just so much fun. But yeah, just a glimpse of the joy that we were having on Saturday. Thank you. Thank you for allowing me to do that, for indulging me with that one. It was pretty cool to see that. And you can hear my voice. I was messing up there singing, right? You can hear my voice a little bit in the background. But it was such an awesome week. Thank you so much, Pamela Courtney. Yes, indeed, our theme song. Love it, love it, love it. Thank you for being here. Good to see you as well. Good morning to you, Chad, Auntie Anne, and of course, Auntie Pam. Thank you so much for joining in here on Storytime. Absolutely appreciate you. And yes, we'll be sharing a lot of little clips of what went on Saturday. A very, very successful Social Justice Children's Book Holiday Fair 2023, hosted by Emerson Elementary in Oakland. Thank you so much for joining us here on Storytime. And I do agree with you too, Ari and Megan. Beautiful song to kick us off there from the Soapbox Salute. Thank you so much for joining us here on Storytime. And yes, you came on when the clip was on. Good morning to you, Lauren and April. Thank you so much for joining us out there in Orange County. Good to see you here. And I will be letting you know, actually, Lauren and April, and of course, Alicia, Jemison, and Lindley, sending you love as well. Hopefully you tuck in a little bit more of that sleep before it is time to go to school. Thank you so much for joining us. And I'll be letting you know if I'll be down there in near you this coming few days over the break. So excited for that possibility. And yeah, we'll be looking forward to that. I will keep you posted. Thank you so much for joining joining us here on Storytime. Good morning to you all who are here this morning. Wonderful, wonderful indeed to be here together. And all the way out in Lusaka, or in Katete, Zambia, actually. Thank you so much for joining us. Oscar Monagulanga and, of course, the entire family sending you lots of love. Thank you so much for joining us. And hopefully we're getting some rain out there in Zambia right now. Much needed. It is the rainy season, but I know there's been a bit of a dry spell. So I hope that the rain comes soon. Thank you so much for joining us here on Storytime. We'll be right back after this short break so we can actually get into our book today. And this one is called Like the Moon Loves the Sky. And it is coming to us from Hena Khan, and it is illustrated by Saffa Khan. And of course, we're reading it with permission of the publishers, Chronicle Books of San Francisco, who I mentioned earlier have an amazing lineup coming up for the spring that we'll be looking at, and of course coming up in January as well. Lots of books coming up, and we will be bringing them here to Storytime, so keep an eye out for that. Well, Oscar, let's keep on. We need to do all the dances, everything, to get that rain coming, so be sure to organize out there, but hopefully it comes soon for sure. In all seriousness, we hope that the crops that are out in the fields do survive for those that rely on the rain for irrigation. We know that not everybody has mechanized irrigation, so hoping that that rain comes soon and so people's crop does not go to waste. Thank you so much for joining us here on Storytime. Please join me on the other side of this short break when we're back with more Storytime. Thank you indeed for being here with us today. I'll catch you in a little bit.
Hi, everyone. My name is Amanda Davis. I'm a children's book author, illustrator, and high school art educator. I am the author of 30,000 Stitches, the inspiring story of the National 9/11 flag, illustrated by Sally Warren Comport and published with Worthy Kids #book group. One thing that drew me to writing 30,000 Stitches was the idea that people from all different communities came out to stitch this flag and make it whole again. So I hope that when people read 30,000 Stitches, they remember the power of sharing our stories. When people came out to stitch the flag, they shared their stories, whether about loss or pain or love. We all have stories to tell, and by sharing our stories and listening to one another's stories, we can create a better understanding of each other and create a sense of connection and unity. And this is what creates a more inclusive world. I hope you enjoy your story time with Mr. Lamada. Bye, everybody.
Thank you indeed. A more inclusive world indeed is what we are asking for, is what we demand. Thank you so much for being here with us on Storytime. And of course, a big thank you to Amanda Davis as well for that powerful, powerful message. So before we get started with our book today, which is Like the Moon Loves the Sky, written by Hena Khan and illustrations by Saffa Khan, and of course, one published by Chronicle Books of San Francisco, we're going to read the author's note and then we'll go into our story. So here we go. And it reads, a note from the author. The phrase inshallah is something I say throughout my day when making any plan or wishing anything for the future, from the most basic everyday intentions to my biggest dreams. It means if God wills it in Arabic, and is something that Muslims around the globe hear from the moment they are born and are taught to express as they learn to speak. The phrase, however, goes beyond Muslims in popular culture and today is used throughout the Arabic-speaking world by people of many faiths to reflect the idea of a greater force or power beyond ourselves. It's a common theme found in other languages and cultures as well, such as Ojalá in Spanish or God willing in English. As a parent, my most frequent prayers and wishes are for my children, and the phrase inshallah is intertwined with each and every one. In uncertain times, it offers me comfort and strength. This book celebrates both the phrase and a mother's love and hopes for her child. Every line or wish in the book is inspired by the Quran, the Muslim holy book, which offers guidelines on how to live a thoughtful and grounded life filled with fairness, charity, justice, and most of all, love. These are universal values that transcend any particular belief system, and I hope they will resonate with all readers. How about that? Thank you so much for allowing me to read that part as well. And every time I go through this book, whether live here with you or indeed on my own or with a class or somewhere else, it's just or at the library somewhere, it always just I want to read that part, and just it speaks to me so much, it resonates, and I hope that it does the same for you as the author put it in there. So here we go with our book for today, Like the Moon Loves the Sky, written by Hena Khan and illustrations by Saffa Khan. And of course, we're reading it with permission of the publishers, Chronicle Books of San Francisco. Here we go. Inshallah, you're all that is gentle and good. Ah, yes. Inshallah, you're all that is gentle and good. Inshallah, you feel safe like all children should. Yeah. Inshallah, you feel safe like all children should. Like all children should. Inshallah, you're kind to those most in need. Inshallah, you are kind to those most in need. Yes. Inshallah, you seek knowledge, reflect, and read. Yeah. Inshallah, you seek knowledge, reflect, and read. Inshallah, you stand strong like a tree with firm roots. Yeah. Inshallah, you stand strong like a tree with firm roots. Inshallah, you plant gardens filled with sweet fruits. Inshallah, you plant gardens filled with sweet fruits. Yes, indeed. Inshallah, you plant gardens filled with sweet fruits. Inshallah, you have faith that won't waver or bend. Inshallah, you have faith that won't waver or bend. Inshallah, you reach out to make a new friend. Yeah. Inshallah, you reach out to make a new friend. Inshallah, you are thoughtful of plans that you make. Yes. Inshallah, you are thoughtful of plans that you make. Yeah. Inshallah, you speak truth and work for its sake. Inshallah, you speak truth and work for its sake. Yeah. Oh. Inshallah, you travel to thrilling new places. Yeah, I hope you do. Inshallah, you travel to thrilling new places. Yeah, the world awaits. Yeah, I hope you have an opportunity to do that. Inshallah, you travel to thrilling new places. Inshallah, you count all your blessings and graces. Inshallah, you travel to thrilling new places. Inshallah, you count all your blessings and graces. Yeah. So many things to be thankful about as well, right? Look next to you. Who's sitting next to you today? Appreciate that love. Inshallah, you count all your blessings and graces. Yeah. Inshallah, you find wonder in birds as they fly. Yes. Inshallah, you find wonder in the little things. Inshallah, you find wonder in birds as they fly. Yeah. Inshallah, you are loved like the moon loves the sky. Ah, yes, indeed. Inshallah, you are loved like the moon loves the sky. Yeah. And that is the end of our story today. Thank you so much for joining me here on Story Time. I'll catch you on the other side of this very short break when we're back for more Story Time. Thank you for being here.
This is Anika Mrose-Reese, author of The Teacher's Pet, Watch Out for Wolf, Love Sophia on the Moon, the Anna Banana chapter book series, and Hide and Don't Seek and other very scary stories. And you are watching Storytime with Mr. Lamada.
Welcome back indeed. Thank you so much, Anika Mrose-Reese. Big thank you to you. And Anika Mrose-Reese's brand new book is out. We will be highlighting it here on Storytime as well. Fantastic stories. As you know, she's brought us the many books that she's mentioned on there too, but also including, my book of very scary stories. I love that one indeed. Lots and lots to share in there, to enjoy. And of course, if you want a little fright, you know the book to read tonight. Thank you so much for joining us here on Storytime. Like the moon loves the sky. This was our book today. Yes, a poem to all you little ones out there, to all little ones. And I know all of you parents who are joining us today, I think Hena Khan speaks for all of you indeed, for all those wishes that you have for your little ones. And I just love that. And she says, as a parent, my most frequent prayers and wishes are for my children. And the phrase inshallah is intertwined with each and every one. In uncertain times, it offers me comfort and strength. This book celebrates both the phrase and a mother's love and hopes for her child. Every line or wish in the book is inspired by the Quran, the Muslim holy book, which offers guidelines on how to live a thoughtful and grounded life filled with fairness, charity, justice, and most of all, love. These are universal values that transcend any particular belief system, and I hope they will resonate with all readers. And I hope that it resonated with you indeed. A very powerful book. And one of the lines that stands out for me in this book is, inshallah, you feel safe like all children should. And that is my hope for today. That is my prayer for today, that all our little ones out there can feel safe. And we know that there's so much that is going on in the world that can affects these lives of such innocent little ones. And I hope that we as adults, we as a world can do better by them, right? So thank you so much for joining us here on Storytime. One powerful book this morning, and I hope that you enjoyed it. Thank you so much for being here with us, and I hope also that you enjoyed the clip that we showed you today of the soapbox salute, Tim, and of course Ingrid singing some of our favorites there, including the Storytime theme song, of course. So thank you so much for joining in here on Storytime, and we'll be bringing more clips from the Social Justice Children's Book Holiday Fair. A big thank you to everybody that participated, everybody that supported us in one way or another, because the event would not have been possible without you, or were able to raise funds for Emerson Elementary, an elementary school, a Title I elementary school right here in Oakland. And of course, we're able to support our creators out here in the Bay as well, out here in Oakland. So a big thank you to everybody. A big thank you to you for tuning in and for always supporting Storytime and making sure that our voice can reach far, and indeed those causes like the one that we had on Saturday can be fruitful. Thank you so much for joining us here on Storytime. Tomorrow we're back. As you know, the work never ends. We need to be out there turning up and showing up in whatever ways we can. And this one is called The Things We're For. And this one is coming to you from Inosanto Nagara. And of course, always a pleasure indeed reading this one with permission of Triangle Square and 7 Stories Press. So do join us tomorrow to enjoy this lovely book. The Things We're For. Coming right up. Excited for this one for tomorrow. But this has been Storytime for today. Thank you so much for joining in, friends. I am glad we were here together. And hoping for the rains out there in Zambia. I hope that the rains come back soon, indeed, so that those crops can be preserved, those crops can grow, and so people can have their food, and indeed families, can have their sustenance. Thank you so much for joining in Storytime today. Absolutely appreciate you. Wishing for rain out there in Zambia. Thank you so much for joining us too. Pamela Courtney, thank you for being here. And of course, Auntie Ann and Chad, good to see you here with us on Storytime as well. I am glad that you're here with us, and I hope that you had a lovely weekend. In fact, too, for my weekend, last night I got to see Trevor Noah at the Masonic Theater out in San Francisco. It was such a fun show, and every single bit that he did was brand new to me too. So and I watched Trevor Noah a lot, so it was really fun. If he's near your town, check him out. Please do go and enjoy beautiful stand-up indeed. Thank you so much for being here with us on Storytime. Megan and Ari, thank you for joining us here on Storytime today. Sending you lots of hugs out there today in Kentucky. You say it is cold. Well, sending you lots of hugs, and hopefully they help keep you warm. Thank you so much for joining us here on Storytime. Lauren and April, I hope that you were able to enjoy a lovely book that we just shared, but always good to have you here in company with us. I hope today, April, it is a much more ready day, ready to go. I know Friday you were saying, oh my goodness, slow start out here. So I hope today is better in that regard. Thank you so much for joining us here on Storytime. And of course, Kathy Keith, thank you so much for joining us here on Storytime. And Kathy, keep an eye out. There's a parcel that is coming your way, so keep an eye out for that one. And excited to share. Thank you so much for being here with us on Storytime. Indeed, Kathy Keith out in Ohio, cold Ohio, but thank you for being here. Thank you for bringing your warmth here to Storytime. Thank you so much for joining us here on Storytime. Yes, indeed, Pamela Courtney, Trevor Noah. It was such a fun event, and I hope that everybody at least can get a chance to see them to see him when he's in your area or near you. Thank you so much for joining us here, friends. This has been Storytime for today. We'll catch you again tomorrow when we're back with another exciting story, and this time we want you to know the things we're for. Yes, what do we believe in? What do we stand for? What do we turn up for? Thank you so much for joining us here on Storytime. Absolutely appreciate you. And Pamela Courtney say Braylon and Chad were surrounded by so many family as we celebrated we celebrated his granny's 79th birthday. Oh my goodness. Happy birthday to you, Granny. And of course, thank you for sharing that, Pamela Courtney, as well. And so glad you got to have a weekend filled with love, filled with family, and I'm sure filled with lots of hugs and laughter. So thank you so much for sharing. And I hope that joy carries you the rest of this week as well. Thank you so much for joining us on Storytime. This has been Storytime for today. This has been Storytime on this lovely Monday morning. It is a lovely start out here. I hope that it is indeed a lovely one for you as well. Thank you so much for joining us. Much love to each and every one of you. And then, of course, we'll hope to see you again tomorrow when we are back with more Storytime. As the book says, Inshallah, we're back tomorrow. Yes, inshallah, we're back tomorrow. Everything aligns, and we're back and here together on Story Time. And yes, Pamela Courtney, happy birthday to you, Granny. And as Ari has brought us, has mentioned to us, it is indeed each one of you is part of the morning ingredients of Story Time. You make this community special. You make this community what it is. You make me want to get up every morning and be here with you and read stories. Thank you so much for joining in. Much love, and I will see you again tomorrow for more Story Time. Bye-bye.
Story time with Mr. Lamada. He will be starting soon. Oh, story time with Mr. Lamada, where all your dreams come true. Oh, he brings to life your favorite stories with a great big smile. You won't live lonely, won't you start all the reading? I just can't wait to be hearing story time with Mr. Lamada. He will be starting soon. Oh, story time with Mr. Lamada, where all your dreams come true. Oh, he brings to life your favorite stories with a great big smile. You won't live lonely, won't you start all the reading? I just can't wait to be hearing. Ooh, story time. Story time with Mr. Lamada. He will be starting soon. Story time with Mr. Lamada, where all your dreams come true. Oh, he brings to life your favorite stories with a great big smile. You won't live lonely, won't you start all the reading? We just can't wait to be hearing. Brings to life your favorite stories with a great big smile. You won't live lonely, won't you start all the reading? We just can't wait to be